Hi everyone, I'm not sure whether this video will be very interesting and useful for you, but I still decided to translate it into English. I was contacted by Ukrainian manufacturer of paints. They already have a range of gouache paint and acrylic paints, and they also produce brushes and other stuff for painting, and now they produced a range of watercolors. So they sent me a dot card, the samples of the watercolors. The full set is 30 colors. The manufacturer declares that the paints are of the artist quality, that they are light fast, mostly are one pigmented, made with gamma arabic and synthetic and natural pigments. Now we have them only in pens. I have two full pens of green watercolors and of ultramarine, and the package is not bad. At least we have a pigment name, light fastness and transparency on the package. They are of the same size as my usual White Nights Russian watercolors, and this is a pen of White Nights. And I didn't like that White Nights don't have the name of the color or of the pigment on the plastic pen, so you have to be careful and maybe to write it. And they are almost 2 times bigger than my Cotmans. What I didn't like that the paint was so fresh when the manufacturer packed the pen that the paint stick to the cover. It was a little bit messy and hard to unpack it. The price for the pen is about $1 US, and the price for one pen of White Nights, which we have here, is something between 1.5 and $2 US. And now I will test the paints from the dot card. The first one is cadmium lemon, and paints are really quite bright and transparent, but my camera doesn't like to film something white and bright. The next is cadmium yellow light. Both are one pigmented. The next one is cadmium red light, and it has two pigments. Next one is magenta rose. Quite nice color. The next one is olive, which consists of three pigments, but still it's quite transparent and bright, and I definitely like this one better than the olive paint in White Night watercolors. The next is green, and you can't have too much greens in your sets. The next one is emerald green. You can see that three paints are one pigmented. The next one is ultramarine blue. The first is indigo blue, and indigo is three pigmented, but I really like the color. Very rich. And the last one is Mars brown. Three pigmented, but still very nice. You know that I mostly color and I'm still too afraid to start painting. So for me, it's a very nice set of watercolors. So I definitely will try other colors from the full set. And now I will try to compare my White Nights watercolors. This is my color swatch and I have color name and also the name of the pigment. So I will select the paints with the same pigment and I will try to compare the brightness and the transparency of paints. I don't see that much difference between the two paints. Maybe White Nights are a little bit more pigmented. Or maybe it's because I use the dot card and not the real pens for the Rosa watercolors. And I also tested ultramarine blue from the Cotman, Windsor and Newton set. I am quite happy that now we have a Ukrainian brand of watercolor paints of quite decent quality and of very reasonable price. And now will be the hardest part of my testing, but hard not for the watercolors but for me because I will try to paint something. Please don't laugh at me because I haven't painted a bird for maybe 30 years since my early school days. So it's my first attempt for a long, long time. And I also apologize for the quality of the video. It will be better in a couple of minutes. In the beginning, I was a little bit confused with the color selection. I know that the professional artist is perfectly able to paint everything with only three colors, but in the beginning it was hard for me to select the colors for my picture, and I don't have any reference, it's all from my imagination. I worked wet on dry, and this is my sketchbook with 200 GSM paper. I started with very light ultramarine blue and magenta rose with a lot of water. I use a squirrel brush which holds water quite nice. Next I mix it ultramarine blue with emerald green to get colder blue tone. I let the background dry and then I mixed Mars brown and cadmium yellow and I started to paint my bird. On the last step, I used white gouache. I was surprised that I managed to mix some colors to paint my bird. Of course, it's not perfect, it's far from perfect, but I enjoyed my painting experience immensely. Thank you for staying with me, and until the next videos, have a happy coloring and painting time.